still fighting the storm. Hearts full of pain, but we're trying to transform. Mental health matters, can push it aside. We're more than survivors, we're meant to rise. Give us the care, not just the blame, cause healing begins when you call it by name. Stop the bullying, don't look away. Stop being silent, just speak up today. We're still breathing, fighting the storm and trying to transform. Fighting the storm and trying to transform. Fighting the storm and trying to transform. Fighting the storm and trying to transform.
Salut tout le monde. Welcome back to Making Change Requires Everyone, the podcast where youth talk honestly about real issues that affect our communities. I'm Shandelle.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Sharon. Today we're shining a light on the experiences of youth with disabilities right here in Montreal.
Visible disabilities, invisible disabilities, chronic illness, neurodiversity. There's a huge range of experiences, and they're often misunderstood.
Let's start with something important. Disability isn't just one thing. It's not just what you see.
Exactly. Some youth use wheelchairs or mobility aids. Others have autism, ADHD, chronic pain, learning differences or difficulties, anxiety or hearing, and vision differences.
And in Montreal, with so many diversity, youth experience disabilities in totally different ways, depending on their background, family, and neighborhood.
Yeah. A teen living in Montreal Nord and one living in LaSalle might have completely different access to resources.
But the core thing is this. Disability doesn't mean inability. It means society needs to be more adaptable and inclusive.
Okay, let's talk accessibility. Montreal has made progress, but let's be honest, we still have a long way to go.
Between old buildings, schools, high schools, steep stairs, snowy sidewalks, and metro stations without elevators, getting around can be a challenge. For example, only 27 of its 68 metro stations are truly accessible with elevators or ramps. The STM aims for a full accessibility by 2038. Hopefully, this will happen.
Especially in winter, if you use a wheelchair or walker, a pile of snow at the curb basically becomes a wall.
Right, and some schools or community centers don't have automatic doors or accessible bathrooms.
On the positive side, newer places like the REM stations or some renovated libraries are becoming more accessible, like our new library in LaSalle.
But the inconsistencies make day-to-day life unpredictable for youth with disabilities.
Another thing we need to talk about, invisible disabilities.
Yes, so many youth deal with things like ADHD, dyslexia, autism, hearing sensitivity, mental health conditions, or chronic fatigue.
And because you can't see it, people assume the youth is fine, or worse, they think they're being dramatic or lazy.
In school, some teachers don't understand why a student needs extra time or why they have trouble concentrating.
Or why loud classrooms are so overwhelming for autistic or anxious youth.
Invisible disabilities deserve the same respect as visible ones.
This is probably the hardest part, the attitudes people have.
Some people think disability is a limitation instead of a lived experience.
Or they assume youth with disabilities can't be independent, social, active, or ambitious.
And then there's the awkwardness, like people speaking to someone's caregiver instead of speaking directly to the youth themselves.
Or the pity voice, "Aw, that's so sad," even when the youth is literally just trying to live their lives.
Youth with disabilities want respect, not pity.
Another thing we often forget is how much strength it takes to navigate the city with a disability.
Like planning routes that avoid stairs, managing sensory overload on the metro, dealing with medical appointments, or explaining needs over and over.
And yet, youth with disabilities bring creativity, resilience, adaptability, and problem-solving skills that most people never see.
So today we explore a glimpse of what life is like for youth with disabilities in Montreal.
And tomorrow, we're bringing in a special guest who works directly with youth to make Montreal more inclusive.
Stick around because making change requires everyone.